Adam Sandler stepped onto the set of The View with his trademark grin, the one that had sold billions in box office tickets. The audience erupted in cheers as he waved, his rumpled hoodie and sneakers a deliberate contrast to the polished hosts in their tailored outfits. But as he settled into the guest chair opposite Joy Behar, who was filling in his lead that day, something felt off. The lights were too bright, the air thick with the scent of fresh coffee and stage makeup. He didn't know it yet, but this wasn't just another promo stop for his latest Netflix comedy. This was the day the mask cracked live on air. Joy leaned forward, her eyes sharp behind her glasses, a smile that could cut glass. "Adam, darling, you've been making us laugh for decades. But today, we're digging deeper. No more punchlines, let's talk real." The crowd hushed, sensing the shift. Adam chuckled nervously, adjusting his mic. He had no idea she was about to unearth a secret he'd buried for years. Adam had always been the everyman comedian, the guy who turned awkward into art. Born in Brooklyn, raised on SNL sketches and family barbecues, he'd built an empire on films like Happy Gilmore and The Waterboy. But behind the goofy personas was a man who'd lost too much too soon. His father, Stanley, passed in 2003 from lung cancer, a blow that still echoed in quiet moments. Then there was Chris Farley, his SNL brother-in-arms, gone in '97 to an overdose. Adam had channeled it all into humor, but lately, at 59, the weight was heavier. His marriage to Jackie was solid, 2 daughters, Sadie and Sunny, keeping him grounded, but the industry had changed. Streaming deals, cancel culture, the relentless grind. He'd come to The View to plug Spaceman 2, a sci-fi comedy about an astronaut finding himself. Ironic, he thought, as he sipped water from a branded mug, the studio's fluorescent bulbs humming overhead like distant stars. The green room earlier had been a blur, producers buzzing, a makeup artist dabbing at his forehead, the faint whiff of hairspray mingling with his own cologne. He'd glanced at his phone, texts from Jackie, "Knock 'em dead, babe." He smiled, but his mind wandered to the script in his pocket, lines about family and loss he'd cut from the movie. Too real, the studio said. Now, as the show rolled, Whoopi Goldberg and the panel chatted lightly about his career highs. Joy, though, steered the conversation like a shark circling prey. She'd always been the firecracker, unafraid to poke at Hollywood's underbelly. The conflict ignited subtly, like a match struck in the dark. Joy pulled up a clip from Adam's old stand-up, one where he joked about his dad's tough love. "You always play the sad sack under the laughs," she said, her voice laced with that New York edge. "But is it therapy or just deflection?" Adam laughed it off, "Hey, if it pays the bills, right?" But his fingers tightened on the armrest. The audience tittered, but Joy pressed on. "Come on, Adam. We've all seen the rumors. The quiet breakdowns on set. Is the funny man finally facing the music?" He felt a knot in his stomach. Rumors? What rumors? His publicist had assured him this was softball. But Joy had done her homework. She'd read the tabloids, the anonymous crew leaks about his mood swings during Uncut Gems, how he'd isolate himself between takes. Adam shifted in his seat, the leather creaking under him. Internally, he replayed the last year, therapy sessions in LA, meds for anxiety that Jackie encouraged. "It's okay to not be okay," she'd say. But admitting it on national TV? That was career suicide in a town built on illusions. As the segment progressed, the tension built in waves. Joy pivoted to his philanthropy, the Happy Madison Foundation for underprivileged kids, but twisted it. "You give so much to strangers, Adam. What about your own ghosts? Like that story about your fallout with Rob Schneider. Old friends turning on each other sounds like a plot from one of your movies." The crowd murmured. Adam's smile faltered. Rob? They hadn't spoken in years, not since political rifts divided them. But Joy wasn't done. She flashed a photo on the screen, Adam at a charity event. Eyes distant, hand clutching a glass too tightly. He tried to deflect. "Joy, you're killing me here. This is supposed to be fun." His voice cracked just a bit, enough for the audience to lean in. Inside, his thoughts raced. Why is she doing this? Is this payback for that old SNL sketch where I impersonated her? The studio felt smaller, the cameras like unblinking eyes. A producer in the wings signaled to cut to commercial, but Joy waved it off. No, let's keep it real. Adam, you've said comedy saved you after your dad's death. But what if it's trapping you? The first wave crested. Adam paused, his breath shallow. He glanced at Whoopi, who looked uncomfortable, her dread swaying as she interjected, Joy, maybe ease up. But Joy, ever the provocateur at 82, leaned closer. I'm just asking what everyone's thinking. You're worth $500 million, but money doesn't buy peace, does it? The audience gasped softly. Adam's mind flashed to his daughters, Sadie's recent college rejection, Sonny's questions about Grandpa. He felt exposed, raw, like a script page torn open. Narrative paused for a beat, the studio's air conditioning whispering through vents. Then, the next swell, Joy revealed she'd lost her own brother to cancer last year. I get it, Adam. The laughs hide the hurt. But pretending? That's the real killer. It was meant as empathy, but it landed like a punch. Adam's eyes welled up, not scripted, not planned. You don't know me, he muttered, but his voice carried over the mic. The crowd fell silent, the weight of vulnerability hanging heavy. As commercials loomed, the tension ratcheted up. Adam stood abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor. This isn't an interview, it's an ambush. His words echoed, sharp and unfiltered. Joy's face softened for a split-second regret, but she recovered. Sit down, Adam. America wants the truth. He didn't. Instead, he paced, hands in his hair, the audience whispering. Internally, he battled, walk off and look weak? Stay and bleed? The moral dilemma clawed at him, was fame worth this dissection? Back from break, the waves intensified. Whoopi tried to mediate, but Joy doubled down. Let's talk about your films. Critics say they're escapism for you, running from real emotion. Adam sat back, defeated yet defiant. You want real? Fine. After Dad died, I couldn't cry for months. Comedy was my armor. But yeah, it cracks sometimes. His admission hung there, a vulnerability that shifted the room. The audience applauded tentatively, but Joy pushed, and what about the rumors of on-set meltdowns? Is that the crack showing? He felt the heat rise, cheeks flushing. Memories flooded, yelling at a director during Murder Mystery 2, the paparazzi catching his tear-streaked face after a bad day. It's not meltdowns, it's life, he shot back. Dialogue sharpened, short, jagged. You sit here judging, Joy. What's your armor? She blinked, caught off guard. My mouth, I guess. Laughter rippled, but it was uneasy. The build-up continued, layer by layer. A caller from the audience line chimed in, a fan who'd lost a parent, thanking Adam for his honesty. It humanized him, but Joy twisted it, see? People connect when you're real. Adam's internal monologue screamed, she's turning my pain into content. The studio's clock ticked audibly, seconds stretching like taffy. He thought of Jackie watching at home, her worried texts piling up. Then, the plot twist that flipped everything. Midway through, as Joy prodded about his feud with former co-stars, Adam revealed something unplanned. You know why Rob and I drifted? Not politics. He was there when I hit rock bottom after Chris died. Saw me fall apart. I pushed him away because I couldn't face it. The audience inhaled collectively. But the real turn, Joy confessed her own parallel. My brother, he was like Chris to me. Funny, larger than life. I pushed people away too. Suddenly, she wasn't the antagonist, she was a mirror. The conflict wasn't just interpersonal, it was a shared human frailty, society demanding performers to bare souls while hiding its own scars. The air thickened, breaths synchronized in the hush. Adam stared at her, the lights reflecting off unshed tears. For a moment, time stopped, the obligatory moment of complete silence. No applause, no cues. Just two people, exposed under the glare. The camera zoomed in, capturing the micro details, Joy's trembling hand on her notes, Adam's apple bobbing as he swallowed hard. narrative surged toward climax. Adam's emotional explosion came raw and unbridled. "You think this is entertainment?" he shouted, voice breaking. "Parading grief like a sideshow? I'm done." He ripped off his mic, the feedback screeching like a wounded animal. Tears streamed now, unchecked, shame, anger, release all at once. The audience erupted in gasps, some cheering his authenticity, others stunned. Joy stood, reaching out, but he backed away. "No more. This ends now." It was the choice, vulnerability or retreat. He chose both, storming off set, the door slamming with finality. In the aftermath, the show stumbled. Whoopi apologized on air, the panel dissecting the meltdown. Backstage, Adam collapsed into a chair, sobs racking his frame. A producer offered water, but he waved it away. His phone buzzed. "Jackie, I'm proud of you. Come home." The conflict resolved ambiguously, no tidy bow, just raw humanity exposed. Joy, off camera, wiped her eyes, muttering to a aide, "Did I go too far?" The episode went viral, headlines screaming, "Sandler's shocking breakdown, Joy Behar's ambush?" The resolution lingered, unfinished. Days later, Adam issued a statement: therapy helped, and he'd take a break. Joy apologized publicly, admitting her probing stemmed from her own unresolved grief. Viewers debated online, was it exploitation or catharsis? Society's hunger for realness clashed with privacy's sanctity. Adam, at home with his family, stared at the ocean from his Malibu deck, the waves crashing in rhythm with his thoughts. Had he lost control, or found it? In the quiet of that evening, as the sun dipped low, Adam whispered to himself, "Maybe we're all just one question away from breaking." And in that echo, the question hung: when does empathy become entertainment, and who pays the price?